American Natividad at the Honeypot Cannabis Company on Queen West. We've been showing you what it's like inside throughout the evening, but take a look at this lineup out here. It just extends all the way down and then wraps around to St. Patrick and really goes down the street here. So this is how it's really been like for the entire day. This is the very first legal pot shop to open up in Toronto, and the consumer experience here is supposed to be elevated. It's supposed to be one-on-one experience with bud tenders guiding you throughout. But will this elevated experience be enough to tackle the black market? Well, earlier today we spoke to one of the first people to purchase legal cannabis here at this store. She's a cannabis lawyer, and she spent $30 just on her one purchase.
I got a gram and some pre-rolls, so I would say that this is not favorable compared to the black market. And if we want to make sort of a meaningful dent into the illegal cannabis market, the prices will have to reflect that.
There's also the question of supply. The line at Honeypot today is massive, though the shop says it's confident it has enough inventory from the provincial retailer to last the first month. Though there are now 37 federally licensed producers in Canada, a shortage remains. When asked how it would tackle this issue, the OCS said in a statement, "Given the national shortage of cannabis, the OCS has implemented temporary measures, including setting maximum order sizes that will provide retailers with equal access to the limited supply available in the marketplace." As for the pot shops in Toronto that have yet to open, a Mary in Yorkville just received its license on Friday, making it unprepared to open within the short time frame. Nova Cannabis on Queen West, just a few blocks down from Honeypot, is still waiting on its license with the aim of opening next week. Meanwhile, Canna Cabana at Yonge and Carleton and Tokyo Smoke on Yonge, where the massive HMV once stood, are still in the midst of its public consultation periods.
Lack of access that we have today is squarely at the foot of Mr. Ford and his government because of lack of priority, because of not having a proper plan to be rolled out, and you know, he's going to point fingers at the federal government. Well, I'm sorry, I just don't buy that.
The federal government is the issue with supply. We heard the Prime Minister just before Christmas saying he hopes to have this supply issue sorted out in the next few months, but at least within this year. It's not very encouraging.
Province-wide, only 10 out of a potential 25 stores are open today. Outside the city, Brampton's Ganjica House also welcomed its first customers, as did Realm in Burlington. The Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario, the body regulating Ontario's pot shops, has now posted an interactive map on their website where the public can take a look at the location and status of each application. Now, the shops that aren't open today, they will have to pay. So each lottery winner that made an application, they had to also submit a $50,000 letter of credit. So if they're not open today, the province then draws $12,500 from that credit, and then it increases every 2 weeks. So by the end of the month, if they're not open, they risk losing that $50,000.